Hey everybody, Mr. Cooney here to talk through lesson 18 on prepositional phrases. So this is the beginning of our unit on phrases, and there are about five or six, depending on how you define them, different types of phrases. Okay, so it's a group of words, not like a clause where it has its own subject and verb, more like a group of words, not necessarily small. It could be long if it has a lot of modifiers, but a group of words that basically functions as one part of speech. Okay, so the first one is the prepositional phrase. I'm sure you're very familiar with that. It's a group of words that begins with a preposition, of course, and you might want to look back at a list of prepositions if you need to, and usually ends with a noun or a pronoun, and that is called the object of the preposition. Okay, so it's always going to start with a preposition, and it's always going to end with that noun or pronoun that's the object. Adjectives and other modifiers like a, an, or the, and any other number of adjectives might be between those, and that's what can make it a little bit longer. And you can have more than one object, a compound object, just like anything else can be compound. They can also be kind of stacked on top of each other too. So if we say he put the note into his pocket, then the prepositional phrase is bolded there, and into is a preposition, and pocket is the object of that preposition. They can occur sequentially in a sentence. He put the note into his pocket of his shirt, right? Okay, so it's usually used as an adjective or an adverb. In other words, all prepositional phrases are either going to modify a noun or a pronoun if they act like an adjective, or modify a verb, adjective, or maybe even other adverb, because that's what an adverb is, right? So that's just repeating what I just said. Okay, so examples. We read the book About the West. So notice that about the West, well, what's that referring to? What's it modifying? Well, it's describing the book, right? That means it is being an adjective. It's an adjective phrase, an adjective prepositional phrase. Who around town could help us hang posters? Okay, there, around town is clarifying who, right? Who is. So that is also an adjective phrase because that's a pronoun, right? She parks her new car in the garage. That's modifying parks because it's telling where she parked it, right? So it's a little bit trickier. It's not always right next to what it modifies, but in the garage is definitely modifying the location where she parks it, right? Here, for you. Here we actually have it modifying an adjective that it comes right after, right? The job is easy. It's a predicate adjective, and then for you clarifies that. And then here, she reads well for her age. For her age there clarifies how well she reads, and well is already an adverb, so that is, of course, an adverb phrase too. All right, for exercise 1, all you need to do is just find the prepositional phrases. Just practice spotting them. You might want to think about what they're doing, right? And then you're going to take that extra step. Do 10 out of the 15 of those. 10 out of the 15 on exercise 1. Then exercise 2, really got to show some understanding here. Underline each prepositional phrase, but then draw an arrow to the word it modifies. So here, you're going to need to decide in your head, is that an adjective phrase or an adverb phrase? Because if it's an adjective phrase, it's modifying a noun or a pronoun. You got to draw the arrow to that noun or pronoun. If it's an adverb phrase, then you need to draw a line from the phrase to a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Okay, here, of that story is obviously an adverb one because it is modifying most. One more together. Quarrels among the 4 brothers were rare. And here we see among the 4 brothers is the prepositional phrase, right? And then we have the verb, predicate adjective over there. But anyway, what does this modify? Well, it's describing the quarrels, right? And quarrels, in this instance, certainly, is a noun. So that makes this one an adjective one. Okay, so just try to work it out for each one, and you can do 10 out of the 15 of those too. So 10 in exercise 1, 10 in exercise 2. Due at the usual time by Thursday night. Thanks and see you soon.